In the top stories, residents join Prime Minister Harris for monthly health walk. Charles E. Mills Secondary takes medal lead at the end of Inter-School Day 1, and Ministry of National Security to host anti-crime rally. We'll be right back with the details after this. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Jason Davis. Dozens of residents of constituency number 7 and PLP supporters from other constituencies came out in the early hours of Saturday morning to participate in Prime Minister Harris's constituency number 7 health walk. Joining the participants traveled from Bellevue to Otley's village. Dr. Harris, who also serves as CARICOM's lead spokesperson on human resource, health and HIV matters, has been holding the Constituency 7 health walk for several years. And at the end of the event, Dr. Harris thanked those who came out to support the walk.
Walk in solidarity with each other, and we walk to improve on our wellness and our health. So I would want to encourage all of us to continue doing as much physical exercise as we can, to eat healthy foods so that we could live longer and more successful lives.
Among those joining the walk was Senator Akila Byron Nisbet.
It was indeed a pleasure being here this morning and walking with the PLP family. We had a lot of persons represented from all constituencies, and of course a lot of young people also representing all the constituencies here today, and we're looking forward to everyone. Come on out the end of this month, next month and every month after, and come exercise with us. Make sure you keep healthy, strong, and you know, PLP, a stronger team unity.
The participants said they were happy to take part and were looking forward to the next walk.
This is a walk that would not just keep us healthy, but it would keep us together. And providing we are together, we would not only be strong, but we would be a force to be reckoned with.
I'm looking forward next month for my birth month to do this walk over and over again. Peace. I am very grateful to be here today for this walk, and I'm looking forward to the next one next month.
This one was a very successful walk. Looking forward to the next one. It usually be every last Saturday in every month. So we're inviting people to come out and join us.
With chronic non-communicable diseases becoming a significant issue in the Caribbean, Prime Minister Harris hosts the monthly health walks in a bid to promote healthier lifestyles among his constituents. Dr. Harris invited everyone to take part in the upcoming walks. The Charles E. Mills Secondary School went into the final day of the TDC Inter-School Championships with a significant lead. At the end of Day 1, the final medal count put SEMS at 21 gold medals, 11 silver and 6 bronze. In second place was Washington Archibald High School with 8 gold medals, 13 silver and 12 bronze. Third place at the end of Day 1 was held by Charlestown Secondary School with 6 gold medals, 6 silver and 11 bronze. Up to news time, the final medal tally for the entire competition was not announced, but we'll be bringing you the final results in a follow-up newscast. The Ministry of National Security has teamed up with the Chamber of Industry and Commerce and the Ministry of Education to organize an anti-crime march and rally in St. Kitts on Tuesday. The march and rally will involve students from all secondary schools in St. Kitts and selected primary schools, as well as students from AVEC. The march will leave Taylor's Range near Bastyr High School, Washington Archibald High at about 1:15 p.m. Will travel down Victoria Road, turn west along Keon Street, down Church Street, passing Government Headquarters, east onto Liverpool Row, north up Fort Street, turning east onto Central Street into Independence Square. At Independence Square, there will be a rally featuring remarks from Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Sean Richards, and Crime Reduction Specialist Dr. Niels Chaitan. About 300 students who have been working with Dr. Chaitan over the last 12 weeks in Project Stop and Think sessions will graduate and receive their Life Skills Achievement certificates. In other news, the police are investigating a shooting incident in Bath Village, Nevis that has left one person injured. The shooting occurred at about 8 p.m. on Saturday. The police say the victim received a gunshot injury to his leg while in a fight with two unknown assailants. He was transported to the Alexandra Hospital for treatment. Anyone who may have seen the incident is asked to come forward and provide any information they may have to the police. You can do so by calling the Violent Crimes Unit at 465-2241, your community neighborhood police station, or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-8477. You can also use the SKN Report a Crime app on your smartphone. The investigation continues. Coming up, we'll have another look at some of the stories from the past week. Stay tuned. Former Governor General Sir Cuthbert Sebastian, GCMG OBE MDED KSTJ, will be given a state funeral with full military honors on Monday, 10th April. The funeral will be held at the St. George's Anglican Church on Keon Street at 1:30 p.m. Interment will be at the Springfield Cemetery. Monday, the 10th of April, has been declared a National Day of Mourning and a national half-holiday to honor the life and contribution of the late Sir Cuthbert Sebastian. The body of Sir Cuthbert will lie in state at Government House from 8:30 a.m. to noon on the 10th of April for public viewing. All flags on government buildings will be flown at half-staff on the same day. A book of condolences will be opened at government headquarters on Friday, the 7th of April from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and on Monday, the 10th from 8 a.m. to noon for public signing. Sir Cuthbert died on the 25th of March. He was 95. Meanwhile, Governor General His Excellency Sir S.W. Tapley Seaton has described former Governor General Sir Cuthbert Sebastian as a strong, open man who has left his mark in a variety of fields. In an interview with ZIZ News on Friday, His Excellency said he remembered Sir Cuthbert as a warm individual who was always willing to interact with anyone.
He was a strong personality. He was always very willing to meet situations. He in fact said as like his mantra was, "You invite me, I'll come." And so any event that he was invited to, invariably he would attend. And so you saw him as a personality who was prepared to meet persons and to interact with them in a very favorable way.
He also noted that Sir Cuthbert has had an impact on his life as well.
I never expected to come into this office, but having assumed the office, he was extremely supportive at all times. I would extend invitations to him and he would attend the functions here, and we were able to interact at all times. So I saw him as someone who was an older person, but with whom I could interact very easily and who gave me sage words of advice.
Sir Cuthbert Sebastian served in St. Kitts Nevis and Anguilla as in a number of capacities, including a pupil teacher, laboratory technician, senior dispenser, medical superintendent, obstetrician gynecologist, and Governor General. Stakeholders from various sectors of society came together on Tuesday morning at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort for the final national consultation on the Federal Youth Policy 2017 to 2022. The goal was to present the policy draft made up of findings from numerous previous consultations. Input from those present will be used to determine the final form of the document. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth, Stanley Knight, noted that making the needs of the youth a priority is critical to the future of the nation.
If we don't plan for youth, it will be like a fish planning not to get wet, because the fish is surrounded by water and we are surrounded by young people. So we must plan.
Mr. Knight said about 20 years ago several attempts had been made to develop the policy and credited current Minister of Youth, the Honourable Sean Richards, for seeing it through to this stage. Meanwhile, Special Advisor to the Minister of Youth, Vernon Connor, said the steering committee took elements of the former policy and transformed it into something more relevant for today's youth.
The policy domains in this new document have been restructured and reorganized into a manner that makes more sense, logistically and ideologically. We have included the cross-cutting internationally recognized themes which form part of the global agenda for youth development to include human rights for young people, gender equality, ICTs, and mass media involvement.
Meanwhile, Minister Richards noted the importance of having a wide cross-section of society giving an input towards the shaping of this policy.
We have attempted to be very inclusive as we understand the power and importance of diversity of opinion. We invite you to be open and frank in your discussions, as it is our desire to capture the voice, the will, and the intent of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis within the words of the document.
When all information is presented, the document will be passed on to the Minister of Youth to take to Cabinet for review and approval before it goes to the Federal Parliament. The government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, has once again demonstrated its commitment to assisting the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, this time through the donation of funds for the purchasing of 2 vehicles. A brief handing over ceremony was held on Wednesday at government headquarters. Prime Minister Harris said the funds will go towards the purchasing of a vehicle to be used by the Office of the Governor General and another for use by the St. Kitts Nevis government. Dr. Harris said Wednesday's presentation represents the, quote, continuation of our bilateral cooperation in areas of need identified by the government, end quote.
Deepest appreciation extend to your government in Taipei that we value the bilateral cooperation, we value the strong and enduring friendship which we have had, unbroken since 1983. Thanks again for doing a wonderful job on behalf of your government, and certainly by conveying our wishes to your government in a clear way and in a convincing way. You are also advancing the cause not only of the bilateral cooperation, but the cause of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Resident Taiwanese Ambassador, His Excellency Ambassador George Gawei Chu, said the Taiwanese government remains committed to working hand in hand with the local authorities.
We can understand the government of the Republic of China on Taiwan would like very happily to cooperate with the government of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis and to promote the benefit of the peoples of the 2 countries, and the friendship between the 2 governments.
The Taiwanese ambassador also revealed that additional support will be given to the government of St. Kitts and Nevis in the health sector in April. Students of Irishtown Primary got a taste of the culinary arts on Thursday when the Ocean Terrace Inn organized a chef demonstration for the school. Here's more. Chef Larry Monrose brought his skills to Irishtown Primary as he showed the students how to prepare 2 dishes, a fish broth with mahi-mahi and Rice Krispies treats. 2 students were chosen to be junior chefs and went through the steps of preparing the dishes guided by Monrose. At the end of it all, samples were distributed to the attendees. Principal at Irishtown Primary, Jean Nisbet Body, said the exposure to the culinary arts is a good experience for the students.
Seeing that they are grade 6 students, they will be entering the high school. It will help them to choose subjects for them in that career path, food and nutrition, home economic management. They will be able to focus on those subjects in becoming chefs or working in any aspect of the hotel industry.
Chef Monrose said he was happy to share his passion with the students.
I think it's very important to make the children aware of the importance of eating healthy again, because if we look at the food import bill of the Caribbean as one, it's very high. So we need to start doing something about it. And my mission is to go back to as many Caribbean islands as possible to sensitize the youth on how important it is to eat what they grow.
And the junior chefs said they thought the demonstration was a good idea.
As we grow up, we might not be living with our parents all the time who can cook, so we have to learn some ways to cook food for ourselves. So I think it's a good idea to bring the chef here.
To encourage them to help their parents cook, and they will feel to be a chef.
The cooking demonstration falls under the Tourism Ministry's Tourism Awareness Program, where stakeholders reach out to the schools to raise awareness about the sector and its opportunities. A tourism official told us they hope to hold similar demonstrations in the future at other schools to expose more students to possible career paths within the hospitality sector. Jason Davis for ZIZ News. After the break, CARICOM officials explore the connections between alcoholism and mental health. And a U.S. senator wants President Trump to veto an internet privacy law. Stay tuned. Regionally, alcoholism, which has been a thorny issue in developing countries over the years, has now been identified as an emerging mental health problem in CARICOM. Kristen McClingham reports.
The abuse of alcohol and other drugs contribute to a lot of negatives in CARICOM's fight against mental health issues, says Executive Director of the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA, Dr. James Hospitales.
Alcoholism, drinking problems, translates into problems at work, problems in the family, domestic violence, problems in school if it's somebody at school age still drinking a lot. And that's one of the mental health problems that we really need to pay more attention to.
Dr. James Hospitales addressing reporters in Guyana recently. Dr. Hospitales explained that more sensitization is necessary, especially when it comes to informing youths about the harmful impact that abuse of alcohol and other drugs can have on the development of nations.
It's part of a spectrum of addiction. You have things elsewhere in the Caribbean like the progressing fast, like the decriminalization of marijuana, some countries working on that, without accompanying strong warnings to the population, especially young people.
Meanwhile, CARPHA's executive director noted that with the legalizing of marijuana in the region, this may have serious repercussions if governments are not careful about how this is rolled out.
We may be decriminalizing to unclutter the public justice system, but this is a serious drug that has harmful side effects to your learning and everything else, instead of a message that seems to be out there that, oh, free up, it's okay now, and that is not so.
Dr. Hospitales added that this is another emerging health problem which CARICOM countries need to monitor in order to avoid mistakes which others have made. Reporting for HGP Nightly News, I am Kristen McClingham.
Internationally, Senate Minority Leader Charles Schumer is urging President Donald Trump to veto an internet privacy law that allows internet providers to sell information about customers' browsing habits. Here's more.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer signed a letter urging President Trump to veto a bill that could allow internet providers to sell information about customer browsing habits. Schumer, along with 46 other Democrats, signed a letter for Trump to, quote, tell us whose side he's really on, end quote. The FCC issued a rule in October designed to give customers greater control over how service providers share information, but critics say the rule would have stifled innovation. Following the approval of the resolution in both the House and Senate, the bill will now be sent to Trump.
We'll be right back with a recap of the top stories. Stay tuned. Recapping the top stories, residents join Prime Minister Harris for monthly health walk. Charles E. Mills Secondary takes medal lead at the end of Inter-School Day 1, and Ministry of National Security to host an anti-crime rally. And that's it for the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jason Davis.